Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden, and today Lauren is with me. She's just in the kitchen making some cupcakes quick. She has to do that for work tomorrow, but she will be here, so definitely stay tuned. Today we're going to be eating brownies and drinking whiskey and trying to find the best pairing between whiskey and brownies. So overall, it's going to be a really great video and a great live stream, so I hope everyone's excited. And the volume is working today, which is good. One of these days I am just going to get a new microphone, but today's not that day. So that being said, hello everybody. So today we're going to be doing the brownies with the whiskey. I got a couple different whiskeys that I'm going to try here. One of them I think is going to go really nice. I'm going to save that one for later, but I am going to grab a different Glen. And then I'm going to get Loren and Glen. Also, I pre-ordered some whiskey today, which I'll tell you guys more later on in the live stream when a few more people are in here, but it's pretty exciting. It's whiskey I've been kind of looking for. I mean, not looking for, but more of it was just released, and I've been waiting for it to release. So now that it's released, I'm really excited about it. Hey Nazy, what's going on, man? How's it going? Get Lauren a good chair, lol. I know, man. I'm trying. I'm working on it. I just started the construction on my actual bar this weekend while I was smoking a beef chuck roast. So I was smoking a chuck roast for like 8 hours or 9 hours or something like that, and I was building a bar, and I got everything done. I got the skeleton of it all built. All I just need to do is put on siding and some trim to make it look nice, and then I'm going to do an epoxy bar top. And once that's built, then I can put that in here, get rid of that chair, get another nicer chair for Lauren, and we'll be able to have a new setup for videos and stuff behind the bar where we can do more cocktails, even maybe live stream depending on kind of stools that I have in the bar. I might be able to have a comfy setup at a bar table, which would be really nice. I think that would help the visual in the background and just the bar in general. So I'm really excited to have a bar. But yes, that is one thing on the list. Is once I get that bar built, there will be no more Adirondack chairs in the bar. So we'll either be doing live streams at the bar, or this is just going to be shifted over just slightly, just a little bit more pushed in the corner. So the chairs will still be here, allowing me and Lauren to still have this setup if we needed it. But like I said, it all depends on the kind of setup we have once the bar gets in here. It's all custom to this room, so it's pretty small, but it will have enough room for a shelf behind. It's going to go like right there. And it'll have enough room for a shelf behind the bar, then space between the bar and the shelf for like walking or fitting a stool and sitting and like making drinks behind the bar, filming videos. Then the bar top is, I think, 24 inches of a 24-inch bar top, and then the stools will be right. It's just barely fitting, but right by the door. And so it's just going to be like a 2 to 3 stool wide bar. It's like 6 feet wide or 6 feet long or something like that. But I made it so it could fit a mini fridge under it if I needed to. Mini fridge, humidor, anything like that. I can fit whiskey shelves behind me because I've just gotten to the point where I'm overflowing on this bad boy, and I would really like some new shelving and that kind of stuff. So that's going to be going up too. And yeah, basically things are coming, changes are coming, great changes. Also, I've still been in talks with Wrist Mafia, the people, I don't know if you guys know, I am sponsored by Wrist Mafia, and they have these awesome, amazing watches. And so I've been in talks with them. They're going to send me some more stuff that I can show you guys and talk about. So that's really exciting. And I couldn't do it without all of your guys' help. So that being said, make sure everyone clicks the like button before we get this video underway. Hey, Nazy says, yeah, man, more room, more bottles. Exactly. Unfortunately, the sad truth is more room costs more money, and so do more bottles. So it all comes together and creates a whole lot of money, but that's okay because you gotta start somewhere, and this is where I started, and I don't regret any of it. But what I am gonna start with whiskey wise tonight is not Larceny because that is barrel proof. I'm gonna go starting off with a little bit of Brothers Bond. Hi.
Can I eat in here?
Sure, you can eat in here. Just eat like a lady, I suppose. But yeah, so since there's a lot more people in here now, I'll kind of tell you guys. Today, Brothers Bond Cask Strength launched today. And say hello.
Hello.
And pre-order launched today. And so I got 2 bottles of Brothers Bond Cask Strength bourbon whiskey. It's like 115 proof, cask strength, uncut, unfiltered, all that good stuff from Brothers Bond. So it's a 4-grain bourbon, just like this one is, just higher proof. And I've heard great things about it. Fred Minnick actually had a little bit that the guys who created this had sent him and sat down with him and talked to him about. And he said it's great stuff. So that's always really cool. And yeah, I got a couple bottles. It'll probably be here sometime in August. And that excites me. So Bourbon Rendezvous is in the house. Welcome, man. Thanks for coming. Hey there, Holden. How's the brownie? I haven't had the brownies yet. Wait, no, I haven't had the brownies yet.
Brownie. It has caramel on it.
Yes, it is. It does have caramel on it. It's caramel. Is a brownie still fudge, right? All
fudge.
brownies are fudge.
No. I think that like you can make them not fudge brownies because like I bought fudge brownies.
Okay, so they're caramel fudge brownies. Hanging as he says, to be fair.
Tell them about what you showed me.
I showed her that scene in Letterkenny where Squirrely Dan, Wayne, and Derry are all playing baseball in the front yard. And they're talking about a finger in the bums. And and then all of a sudden Squirrely Dan says something about a finger in the bum, and Wayne and Derry just stop paying attention to him and just playing catch with each other. It's just a really funny scene. She didn't think it was that funny, but I thought it was hilarious. Are those regular brownies or magic brownies? Well, they are just regular brownies since marijuana is not legal in Wisconsin. But if we were in Michigan, maybe they could be changed. But they are just normal brownies tonight. No crossfades for us. Trevor is in the house. Hey, Trevor, how's it going? And so is Sarah. Yum, she says. Trevor says can't wait to try it. Yeah, so Trevor is my brother, if you guys aren't aware. That we have the same last name. I don't know if you guys even knew my last name now I think about it.
You say it all the time.
I do?
It's on your hand. It's on the thing because that's what you have your Venmo on it.
You're right. My Venmo is in the link in case anyone wanted to help fund all these bottles. But yes, Trevor, you will get to try it. And Sarah, these brownies will be gone before you ever try these. But
actually, there's 3 left if you want to come over.
Yeah. If you want to come over and get the spiralizer, you can get some brownies too. But they were shopping for chili recipe that I have. So I also have French toast cooking in the oven right now. So it's just a whole lot of everything going on. But I'm excited to get drinking. Something I really look forward to.
What am I drinking?
You're drinking whatever you would like to drink. Whiskey today.
What goes with leftover beat-ups?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you want to finish eating your food before you jump in the whiskey. What is that? Is that milk?
Uh-huh.
Whiskey, milk, beat-ups, brownies. We got a whole smorgasbord here. Zach Tucker says, Nate and I are about to make tacos and watch Letterkenny. Well, that's perfect timing.
I want to go.
Because we were just talking about Letterkenny.
We were just talking about tacos too. We had tacos last week.
Yes, we did have tacos last week. Yeah, we had tacos last week. Hanging AZ says, I have a friend who is a chef who makes magical treats fully legal in Arizona. Well, that sounds nice. I've never done it. I don't know if not sure how I would handle that kind of magic with my anxiety, but, maybe someday. What?
I don't know what you said. It was funny.
Maybe someday, but not anytime soon, that's for sure.
My cousin Nathan wants us to go out there and do it with him.
Yeah, he's from Colorado, so.
Yeah.
They have good whiskey out there, though. He always goes to.
We've
talked about this before, but he always goes to that distillery up in Boulder, right? Boulder, Colorado? Breckenridge. Breckenridge.
I
That's
remember
what it
too
is.
last time we were like, oh my god, it's a city.
Yeah. Hanging AZ says, did you watch Shorzy yet? Yes, I did. And honestly, Shorzy is so much, like, so funny. I honestly, am, like, between Letterkenny and Shorzy, I'm not sure. It's just, like, it's just the weirdest thing seeing Wayne. But, like, I love when he's talking to that one girl. He's like, oh, man, I could treat you so good. I could treat you so good. I could take you out to dinner, and I would treat you so well. It just gets me every time. But that's a wonderful show, and so is Letterkenny. So, Zach, you guys enjoy those tacos and the TV show because that's going to be a lot of fun. But I think it's time to start diving into these brownies. While I have Brothers Bond in the glass, I might as well see how it kind of tastes with Brothers Bond. Mm-hmm.
How you?
These are the softest, like, ooey gooey brownies. I'll give you guys a little brownie pull here, just so you can see it.
This is getting weird. I didn't do anything.
Oh.
You just dropped brownie everywhere.
Hold on.
Disappointed in you.
Yeah. So, brownies are soft and very delicious. But with the Brothers Bond, it's really good. I kind of have to go like a 1-2-1 type deal, like sip of whiskey, bite of brownie, and then back to a sip of whiskey to really see how much things change. But the thing about pairing whiskey with sweets, especially stuff that has chocolate in it, is it's just kind of the same thing with wine. The alcohol kind of opens your tongue up for all that like flavor that chocolate has and all the denseness that chocolate has that your tongue can't normally get. And like there's a whole slew of things going on in your mouth when you're pairing alcohol with chocolate or even just any kind of food really. Cheese is another really good one, or meats, that kind of stuff. So hold on, I gotta get this comment here. Zach says, rate the brownies on a wetness scale. And I would say on a moist scale, these brownies are an 8 out of 10. And they're not dripping, but I mean, they're 1 minute away from being raw brownies. Like they're still brownie. Like you can pick it up and it's still a brownie. But like if you would have pulled it out of the oven a minute earlier, it still would have been brownie batter. So,
Did I tell you the story of my grandma? So we had like a graduation party or something, and my grandma was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make brownies." You know, grandmas like to cook. You know, very typical. My grandma makes these brownies. She frosts them and everything. I specifically remember they had purple frosting, and I went to go get one, and they were raw. It was literally just brownie batter. There was no like they wasn't. I don't think it ever went in the oven. And now in my family, we always go, is it cooked or is it like grandma brownies? Because they were
hey,
raw.
You know, brownie batter is just as good as the actual brownies.
Oh,
Unfortunately, though, I was unaware how much freaking oil is put into brownies. Like, it's like a whole, how much was it, a cup?
Okay, but I make 2 boxes, so it's only half a cup, so it's no different than cake.
Okay, well, apparently a lot of oil goes in this shit. That's no wonder why it's so unhealthy for you. The amount of oil that it probably is causing my veins to thicken up and move like molasses. Hannah Z says there are some cute native ladies in Canada. Indeed, in Letterkenny when they're going to Quebec, I think it's Quebec, or that has all the really like attractive ladies. They all speak French, but you're right. And Hanging Z says, did Lauren make those? Yes, she did. She homemade them. She was just craving them one night, and she's like, I'm going to make brownies. As you can see, she has no regard for my fitness goals. So if she wants brownies, she gets brownies. But that's okay because I have some modicum of self-control. Like I said, she made them earlier this week, and I have not had one until just now. But no, I'm not. Hanging AZ says you're a keeper.
I know. We can talk about all the other things I make instead of bourbon.
Oh, we made so like I said, I smoked that beef chuck the other night, and it took like 9 hours or something like that for like the whole process. It was delicious, but she didn't like it, but Loren had made some cauliflower mashed potatoes. So like mashed potatoes made out of cauliflower, and I thought they were really good. I really like cauliflower rice, and I really like cauliflower. So like a healthier version of mashed potatoes made out of cauliflower, like it's a win-win for me. She did not approve. She's kind of a potato Nazi. She definitely needs a purest form of mashed potatoes, and if they're anything less than amazing, then they're subpar. So
Yeah.
I mean, she's eating potato right now, but it's in wedge form. Another one of her favorites. Actually, we could probably go off a whole episode of potatoes. What is your guys' favorite potato?
Can you pair potato with bourbon? Because I could go get the rest of the cauliflower mashed potatoes. Oh, now you don't.
Well, I don't want to eat reheated cauliflower mashed potatoes from like 3 nights ago and drink it with bourbon. I don't think it would be quite as good as the chocolate, but maybe sometime we can have it fresh. I do think that my smoked beef chuck would be really good with whiskey, especially if I had some smoked peated scotch in here. Cauliflower crust pizza is taking it too far. I
is
think
that like
I agree.
where the entire crust is just like they like slice the cauliflower and they put the pizza on that, or is it like you're mushing up the cauliflower and rolling it with flour?
I think you mush it, and they have it in the organic aisle at Woodman's, and it's like frozen pizza. I've never had it because it's the same calories as normal pizza. Well, so why would anyone eat the cauliflower pizza? It's like 1,000 calories to eat a whole normal frozen pizza, and it's like 900 calories for the cauliflower pizza. Like that's not worth it. There's a balance to everything in life, and that's not worth it. I do tend to eat really healthier versions of everything. So 0-calorie sweeteners or cook things without flour or sugar or something like that. I like that stuff because I prefer to have lower calorie stuffs. But when it's like 50 to 100 calories for like the whole thing, and that's the only difference, and there's a bug that's flying around, you just eat the junk food at that point. It's like at B-Dubs, they have cauliflower wings, and I've never got them because a normal wings is 2,000 calories. A normal large wing order is like 2,000 calories, and the cauliflower wings are like 1,700 calories. All the calories are in the barbecue sauce, so why would I waste my time eating barbecue covered cauliflower when I could have chicken wings, which actually has protein in it, so it actually does something for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, okay, everyone go in the chat. Tell me what your favorite form of potatoes is. We're talking potato wedge, French fries, mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, or any miscellaneous potatoes. You can even put sweet potato fries in there if you guys want, but I think those are cheating because they're so delicious. Hey, Nazy says I eat healthy, but when I have a slice, no weird diet version. Yeah, I agree. Pizza I kind of don't. Sometimes I'll make like a healthier pizza and I'll just use like lean turkey and like turkey sausage or something like that on the pizza and some like lower calorie sauce. But other than that, I don't really skimp on the pizza game. There's not worth it. Zach Tucker says twice baked is his favorite potato.
I like baked.
Yeah, but twice baked
is where they
it's
smear
like,
it and then they put it back in the oven.
Yeah, it's like mashed potatoes, but still in the potato peel. Is everything done out there?
Except for my cake.
Right. Yeah, twice baked is like mashed potatoes still in the skin of a potato, I believe. Something like that.
Are you sure? I thought it was like where they mash it and then they like swirl it, like they make it a design and they put it in the oven and then like it gets browned on top, but it's like mashed potatoes, but it's like twice.
Yeah.
You know what the most disgusting type of potato is? Scalloped.
I love scalloped potatoes. I forgot about that.
Like
that's when you just like chop them into circular shapes and fry them on them.
No, that's like American fries, I think. They're in circular shapes and like they go into like this dish.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about scalloped
Agritin?
potatoes, but
Those are neat.
but you'll. Oh wait, are you still eating? Or are you done for now? Want a little pour of this? We'll give Loren a little pour of this, and she can try this with the brownies since she didn't get to try it. And this is a nice, good starter whiskey for her since she has not had all the whiskey that I've had, and I don't want to start her off on 122 proof Larceny. So there's that. A lot of the whiskeys I chose for this are actually cask strength. I have Larceny. I have Maker's Mark FAEO2 for specific reasons, which I'll tell you guys when we get to that point. But I have some really good hitters on the lineup tonight, and I have a feeling they're all going to be really great. I'm just trying to find out which ones are going to be the best. So Bourbon Rendezvous says potato pancake, maybe baked potatoes or baked potato loaded with steak is pairing made in heaven. Yeah, I'd say steak or bacon. I would say potatoes with bacon is another, like a baked potato or a twice baked potato with bacon, like a loaded potato, bacon cheese potatoes. Awesome. I've never had a potato pancake, or is that
Potato
hash
pancake.
browns?
Potato pancake is like it's
like
yeah,
hash
it's like hash
browns,
browns. Well,
but
no, there's
cooked.
more stuff in it than hash browns,
Oh.
but like, and it looks like a pancake.
Is it like hash browns and eggs, right?
I think they put like a whole bunch. You can put like stuff in it. Like you can put onions and like, and they just make it look like a pancake.
Never had.
That's what my mom left me.
Oh, I've never had a potato pancake, so interesting. Hainezi says red potatoes mashed or sautéed.
Yeah.
Like baby red potatoes?
Yum.
I could do baby red potatoes just pop them like Molly's. Just grab one and just...
You'll do Molly, but you won't let me make you special brown.
I've never done Molly, but I'm just saying...
It was a joke, honey.
You know what I'm saying. So did you try it?
No, you didn't teach me what I'm doing.
Okay, I will in a minute. Bourbon Rendezvous says twice baked. Like when you don't get it right the first time and you bake it again, like refried beans, there's an extra step in there. Yes, you're absolutely right. Hainezi says I love fried potatoes, but don't eat fried food anymore. That's probably a really good thing. Fried food is
yummy.
Nobody's friend.
But yeah.
Definitely won't help your arteries move any faster. Zach Tucker says you bake it once, cut it in half, scoop out the insides, then mix the potato inside with cheese, sour cream, and other things, and then rebake it. Interesting. I don't know how I would feel about the sour cream. I'm not the guy who puts sour cream on his baked potatoes or his tacos.
I don't like sour cream or baked potatoes. So
yeah, I don't think sour cream is my jam. I would say my favorite potato. It's got to be mashed potatoes. I think mashed potatoes are just undefeated, depending on what I'm using them for. I think if I'm eating a meal, I want mashed potatoes because like you can mix them with literally anything on your plate. You have like a steak or some beef, you can get like steak and potatoes. If you have some like corn and gravy, you can get like a whole like famous bowl action in there. Add some chicken. Like mashed potatoes just go good with anything. But I will say, my mom calls them scalloped potatoes, but she just like chops a potato in like just like slices, like they're circular, like 50-cent pieces, and then she covers them in oil and puts some seasoning on them and fries them up on the grill in like tin foil. Those are like heaven to me. But it's like homemade potato chips, but they're like thick. So
my dad makes potato wedges on the grill.
Oh yeah.
But those are yummy.
Yeah, that sounds yummy. What is your favorite? Is mashed potatoes? Probably. Whiskey. Oh wait, hold on. This one. Molly reference. I think you just read it down yourself. Yeah, no. I know a lot of people who have done it. A lot of friends I know have done it. When it comes to like recreational drugs, alcohol, and maybe the occasional cigar and nicotine, like that's as far as I go with it. I don't think my anxiety allows me to really adventure with that kind of stuff. It's not like I feel like I wouldn't be myself, and that would freak me out quite a bit. So whiskey and Molly does not sound like a good combo. You're absolutely right. It does not. I think traditional scalloped potatoes have a cheesy sauce.
Yeah, they have like a cheese. They have like a sauce because you bake it in with this sauce. If I had my phone, I'd just show you. But
yeah, no, I never had them with sauce on them. My mom called them scallops probably because of the shape. So.
Yeah.
But all right, so getting back into this whiskey and pairing. So basically, all you have to do is smell the whiskey. Dang it! Smell the.
Holden, why are your friends in the house?
I don't know what's going on. Smell the whiskey, taste the whiskey just like you normally would,
It's coming for me.
and then swallow it. Let it kind of get your taste, and then take a small bite. It doesn't need to be overpowering. Just a small bite of brownie, and like eat it, but let it kind of go over your entire tongue.
Like smush it?
Yeah, like kind of when you're eating it, just kind of let it hit all the taste buds, and then like, is it like, it should like be more flavorful, and then after you swallow it, and you give it like a second, then you take another drink of whiskey and see how the whiskey changed in between. So, pretty simple. Pairing stuff isn't as easy as you would think because it's kind of like you don't really remember what it tasted like beforehand because all you remember is what you're tasting currently. But
Did you talk about my bourbon pie?
oh yeah, the bourbon pie. So how was that?
Oh, I never went for my second date.
Okay.
It's stuck in the middle.
Yeah. So she made a bourbon pie, and she was supposed to use like 2 ounces or something, but she used like.
No, it was just a recipe I was coming up with, and I wanted it to be bourbon-y, so I put in a half cup of bourbon.
Yeah, she put in like a half cup. I think she was supposed to use a quarter. Basically, it was like a pudding pie, a chocolate pudding pie with bourbon.
No, the pudding was bourbon caramel chocolate pudding. So I was like, that's more bourbon and get it actually bourbon-y. And then it was very bourbon-y. You literally could have done a tasting off
that's
of
the
this
thing.
pie.
It was a no bake pie. So it was just an Oreo crust.
No, I wanted it to be like that though.
Yeah. So like, but like, you know how normally when you cook with whiskey, you cook out the alcohol. This was like full-fledged. Like you took a bite. It was like you just drank whiskey and ate a piece of pie at the same time. I loved it. I ate half the pie in one sitting. Like and this was after the potatoes and smoked beef chuck. So like the fact that I ate half a pie after that is absolutely insane. It was delicious though, I have to say. Got your nose, LOL, that's funny. Whiskey and I'm sorry. Whiskey and a PB&J sandwich are a good match. That probably would be. We had I know we've talked about it on here. What?
Like the one that tastes like grapes?
Oh yeah, it probably would be. If it was grape jam. I think we've talked about it on here, but we had a beer that was PB&J beer. It tasted like pickles.
Scary.
Yeah, it smelled initially like PB&J, but then after you tasted it, it tasted like pickles. So what did you think about the Brothers Bond with the brownie?
It was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Better.
It was yummy.
Was the Brothers Bond better after you ate the brownie?
It was chocolatey.
Yeah.
It's not chocolatey before.
Right, because the brownie's in your mouth.
It was like kind of just tasted a lot different.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it was bad.
But like, yeah. Okay, so next up on the list, I think we're gonna hold off on the Larceny, and we're gonna go to, if your fingers are sticky, up there. We're gonna go to Maker's Mark FAE02, and the reason I'm doing this one is because it has a kind of sweet and almost like it's a finished wheated bourbon, and it's a decent proof, so it's got good viscosity, good full-bodied flavor. It's sweet, and it's got some like vanilla and fresh baked goods. It tastes like, or it smells and tastes almost like fresh breakfast pastries. But there's a lot of like vanilla caramel in this, and I think that would go really well with the brownies. So we are gonna do that. I'm not gonna make Loren drink a whole glass of all of these, so I'm just gonna do the sin and pour it back in the bottle. We also don't have any water to rinse these out. We could do all new glasses, but I don't have that many glasses. So there's going to be a little bit of cross-contamination. And to be honest, I might not even pour Loren's glass the whole time. I might just pour it in one, and we'll just share a glass since we're engaged and stuff. That's not weird.
What does that have to do with sharing your cup?
Well, COVID times. You're not supposed to share things with people. Granted, it's been 2 years and it's still COVID time, 2.5. Bourbon chocolate pecan pie, fantastic.
I think like bananas foster has bourbon in it too.
Does it? Yeah. So I love cooking with bourbon. I think bourbon adds like amazing flavor to everything. So
We made salmon with bourbon.
yeah, we made salmon with a nice like brown sugar bourbon glaze.
I think we used Woodford double oak.
This just smells absolutely fantastic. What do you get in there?
Hold on. It smells like your fingers.
Oh, okay. We can take it away.
Stop looking at
Okay.
me. I don't know.
So there's this overwhelming fresh bready note, like not fresh bread, but almost like a deep fried glazed donut. Just a glazed donut. It's nothing special. It's like a glazed donut.
It smells like sugar.
Yeah, it's like super sweet though, like a super sweet vanilla sugar, like a confectioner sugar.
Sure.
Like really like vanilla confectioner sugar. It's like the glazed part of the donut. I do get like a fruit in here as well. I probably want to say like a blackberry jam or something along those lines. But I think this will be really, really nice with the brownie.
Chew on a brownie. Can you swallow?
I'm sorry. I'm letting it get everywhere. That one is phenomenal. I mean, that was really good.
I got brownie.
I like that a lot. Oh. Spicy?
No, it did not taste better.
What?
Ew.
You didn't like that?
No.
No. Why not?
That's weird.
Weird. I think you didn't like the proof.
Well, I was fine on the way down.
Well, I know, but the other thing about eating something sweet when you're drinking whiskey is when you're drinking whiskey, you have the proof in your mouth and you're like, oh, this is proofy, spicy, like, it's whatever. As soon as you taste something sweet, your tongue is like, oh, this is sweet and nice and not harmful and, like, easy. And then when you put the whiskey back in your mouth, it kind of was like, whoa, I thought we were eating something sweet. Why is this, like, assaulting me? So there's, like, a little bit of a curve to get past, but I thought it was phenomenal. So beforehand, I told you guys what it was. Eat the brownie, and the proof on this one really opened everything up. So when I ate the brownie, it seemed like ecstasy, like super chocolate, like
another drug, honey.
Huh?
Another drug.
Lots of drugs tonight. But when I went back to this, everything was similar, but that chocolate note from the brownie came back up on the finish, and it almost had like this super cocoa, like pure chocolate finish on it that was just phenomenal. So it all had that super sweet vanilla caramel fresh baked donut, like fried donut notes, but afterward on the way down and then back up on the retro nasal, it was just super chocolatey, and it was awesome. I liked it a lot. Haney says some people complain about nutty whiskey, but I eat Japanese peanuts while I'm drinking whiskey. Japanese peanuts. What are Japanese peanuts again? I love nutty whiskey. In fact, sneak peek what comes later tonight. It was in the thumbnail, so you guys have probably already guessed, but I think good nutty whiskey is phenomenal. I don't think people should sneer at it the way they do. I personally love peanuts and peanut butter. I can't have it because I'm always dieting, and they're like super high calorie foods, but I love them. So,
I have a question.
Yeah.
You think cake would taste good with it?
I think cake would taste good with, yeah.
Because my cake's almost done.
You made like a cake with
Well,
the rest of it?
I made.
Did you make like a marble?
I made it marbly.
All right.
But because
She made cupcakes for
I have extra. I'm just gonna bring the cupcakes.
Yeah, she made
So I
extra,
had extra.
cupcake, or she made cupcakes for someone's bridal shower, and then she had extra batter, so she made like this little loaf cake with the
It's
extra
just a
batter.
regular cake, honey.
Well, it's in a loaf pan, isn't it?
This doesn't make it a loaf cake.
Yeah, it does.
No, a loaf cake's like something you eat for breakfast. Like a loaf of bread, but in a cake form.
I don't know.
It's just a small cake.
Hank AZ says JD Bonded is a total bananas Foster. Yeah, I haven't had the Bonded, but a lot of Jack Daniels is like super bananas phosphor. That's kind of why I started with the Brothers Bond. It has a lot of banana in it as well. And when she made the banana, or no, what I gave you Bowman Brothers for that.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
never mind.
wait, no. I used 1792.
You used 1792?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it was strong. That's 125 proof.
I wanted it to be proofy. I wanted to get drunk off of my dessert type of situation.
Hey, that's a good way to be. I'm gonna have one more of this because
Please, because
I think it's so good.
That was not good. I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, I was gonna say we should make bananas Foster.
We should. We should do it when I get the bar in here.
We can eat it.
We can. Yeah, we can make it and do like bananas Foster pairing with,
Yum.
with whiskey. Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Bust called the Old Forester 100, Brothers Bond, Woodford Reserve, 1792 Full Proof, all those like banana-y whiskeys. That'd be great.
We'll make another pie for that.
Mm-hmm. That's just so good. It kind of reminds me of. I want to say it reminds me of like one of the Bardstown Discoveries. Like this has already kind of got like similar attributes to the Bardstown Discoveries, and a lot of it with like the vanilla and caramel, and like the donutty. I really get donuts on the Bardstown Discoveries series, but it's like really good. And that chocolate on the back end, I think that's kind of pushing me into that Bardstown Discovery area. But very, very nice. Hank AZ says, I wonder if sweet whiskey might overpower compared to traditional bourbon tastes, like an Evan Williams bottled in bond. I.e., like an Evan Williams bottled in bond. I wonder if sweet whiskey might overpower. I'm trying to read it.
Do you want me to read it?
I wonder if sweet whiskey might overpower.
No, I wonder if sweet whiskey might overpower.
I see that it is, but
okay,
I
I'm
think
just making sure that you're reading it.
Compared
to traditional bourbon, like overpower the sweetness of the food that you're eating.
Yeah, probably. Well, the thing is, a Brothers Bond was really sweet, and this one was really sweet. So far, like two really sweet ones, and I thought they both did good. It'll be interesting.
It doesn't help that our brownies are the sweetest that they can freaking get.
Yeah, so from what I've heard about pairing stuff is that typically the maker's mark wax is stuck to me. Typically you want to go with something either completely similar with the thing that you're pairing it with or the exact opposite. So for these brownies, I chose stuff that would be sweet or chocolatey or like kind of brownie notes, like candy notes. I kind of did sweeter stuff like that because I know that like pairing usually goes better when they're similar. I don't really have some overpoweringly like smoky scotch or like anything like that where it would kind of like be the polar opposite of sweet. It would be savory, but it would be interesting to do a comparison like that. He meant if can't type, hand is busted from biking. Oh, that's no good. Yeah. So yeah, I think the sweet stuff helps sweet things, but you're right. I think there could be a point where it overpowers the sweetness, and that's not always great. Henry D says brown form banana tastes like Old Forester. Yes, indeed. Very bananas phosphor. all that stuff from Brown-Forman. So very good. Oh my gosh, that is a cake. A loaf cake. It's in the shape of a loaf. That makes it a loaf cake. Anyway. All right. I think it's time to move on to the Larceny barrel proof. And I'm going to sip on this again. So this Larceny C920-1 is the first Larceny barrel proof that I had. And I loved it. I recall it having some sweeter notes to it. Lots of like brown sugar, molasses, oak presence in this one. So I'm kind of thinking that'll go well with these brownies. Kind of like dark sweetness, brown sugar, that kind of stuff. And just kind of like, it's also another wheated whiskey, which I think the reason I'm choosing wheated bourbons is because like these three all have wheat in the mash bill, and they all kind of have like a fresh baked bready note. And seeing as these are like baked goods, I figured it would probably go well together. But the two Bookers that I have down there are not baked. It'll be interesting to see with the nutty aspect how the like if it would be like chocolate and peanut butter, which is like a match made in heaven, or if it'll be one being too overpowering than the other. So Henry Z says a loaf cake ? Is that a thing? LOL. Yes, loaf cake is a thing. I'm not sure if this qualifies.
This is just a cake.
Well, I just always assumed that a loaf cake would be a cake made.
This is a loaf pan
in a loaf
to make
pan.
loaf cake. But loaf cake is like you can make
Technically,
loaf cake.
banana bread is loaf cake, right?
Loaf cake is a muffin made into a cake. That makes sense?
I guess maybe.
I don't understand why.
Yeah.
It's so
Henry Z says I need that Larceny barrel proof. Can't find one at MSRP. Yeah, unfortunately, this one I paid like $100 for. At the time, I had never seen a Larceny barrel proof in my life. This was in December, I want to say, so the chances of me getting it were slim. And I was like, you know what? I have the money. The guy pulled it from like back in his office, so it was kind of like one of those like plug things, you know. He pulled it out, offered it to me $100. I bought it, and I'm glad that I did because it's honestly fantastic. I think $100, I think it's worth it because like if this was in a different label, if this was in a Calumet 15 label or a Bardstown Discovery label, and I paid the $110 to like $120 for it from those labels, and it was this exact juice, I wouldn't be complaining because it's great juice. However, the fact that you could get it for $60 or $70 at retail, that's more of a obviously an incentive to find it at that. But I definitely don't think that the whiskey is under. I definitely think that I paid what the whiskey's worth. I just overpaid what the bottle is worth technically. But yeah, maybe you can do a swap sometime, Hannah. I could send you some samples of some stuff. I know you don't have any Larcenys and probably a couple other things I have on the shelf, so maybe I'll send you out a care package sometime. OJ for Hire it says, hey peeps, welcome OJ for Hire. I'm just going to call you OJ because that's just the easiest. Welcome OJ, how's it going? What are you drinking tonight? What is everyone drinking tonight, by the way? Anyone having some sweet treats with us, or are we the only ones? Hannah DC says, Booker's is so spicy. Yes and no. I love the spiciness of Booker's. I think that the proof and viscosity help it a lot. I think that it's a little bit underrated. People like to give it shit, but honestly, it fits my palate really nice. It's like some of my favorite whiskey that I have. And I'll be doing a blind with it versus ECBPs and LBPs. So, hey Nazy says, my local rip joint is selling that Larceny barrel proof for $150. Holy shit. That's too much. That's way too much. Like I said, $100, I paid it because I hadn't had a bottle before and it was special to me. I wouldn't pay it again. I would pay $80. I would suck it up and probably pay $90 if I was like the first one and I was trying to get it for a video. But $150, yeah, that's a no-go for that. But all right, so we're gonna get this one on the nose here. Like I said, super sweet, like a molasses cookie, like Sweet molasses, brown sugar, caramel, lots of oak in here as well. It's a high proof one, so
Yeah, I took those.
yeah. So you want to pull away and make sure you breathe through your mouth at the same time if you can.
You know, I don't taste it then if I breathe through my mouth.
Yeah, it's kind of like
nose. I don't think my nose works very well.
It's just mind muscle. It's like mind muscle connection, but for your taste buds.
I don't think they work very well.
Oh, sweet brown sugar molasses. Definitely some oak spice along with some cinnamon in the back end of that one. Really nice. Mm.
Oh my gosh, it makes it taste like coffee.
And it's good,
Did you
right?
get that too?
Like I got the caramel more, like with like, but it was more like it was caramel with like.
Is it?
It was like
this,
it went to dark chocolate.
Coffee.
I wouldn't necessarily call it coffee, but
I want coffee.
So I wouldn't say coffee, but the thing that I think you're getting, I think you're getting by when you say coffee, that I'm getting is a dark chocolate, like pure cocoa powder. Like the bitterness came up, but in a good way. Like it was enjoyable. Did you like it?
That was better than the other one.
Yeah. See, it's hard because these whiskeys are hot, and you don't always have to go back. Some people, they just do whiskey then food, pair it nicely that way, which you could do if you didn't want to go back. I like to go back, see how much the whiskey changes when you eat a piece of the brownie with it. But how hot is that cake?
Hot.
Oh, but yeah, this one is really good.
If I cut a slice, it'll pull down on the plate.
If you want to, you can. Yeah. I think that this one, I'm gonna go in for another taste here, so I might need a little chunk of that brownie. But this one definitely has a lot more sweeter, darker aspects. Hold on, a little bit sweeter, darker aspects in this one. So I'm not sure which one's better yet, but I think one more taste should tell me which one I think is better. It's really good. It's hard to say. I think this one has an edge a little bit, but I have to do a double check just to be sure. So here I go.
Look at it. Everyone look at my marble cake. Look, I have more white cake left over than chocolate.
Beautiful.
I'm excited to try it.
Mm. This is so good. You're right. It gets so much more bitter, but like in a good way. The way that like black coffee and like cocoa, like dark chocolate, has a lot more like nuanced flavor to it. That's kind of what's happening here. Is it's kind of expanding and turning into something a little bit more nuanced and full-bodied, which is nice, and I like that a lot. When that cake cools down, that's going to be a really good one to pair with something. But that being said, I'm going to bust out the Bookers. I have two Bookers here. One of them is 2022-02, which is a lumberyard batch, and that's the first one I'm going to do. And the second one is 2021-04, No Strangers batch. That No Strangers batch was the first Bookers I got, and one of my favorites, if not my favorite whiskey on the shelf. I think it's phenomenal, and it tastes fantastic, and I think that's probably going to be one of the best ones to pair with this this Brownies. So starting with 2022-02, that is the lumberyard batch. Like that nuttiness smell that Booker's has is just so intoxicating.
So was Booker's.
So is Booker's. You're absolutely right. I think Booker's is so underrated. I love it, honestly. I really do. I'll catch up on the comments here. Bourbon Rendezvous says, Booker's is spicy question mark. Really hanging AZ. It is one of my wife's favorites, even at like 128 proof. That was the Bardstown batch, I think. Yeah, Booker's. I think like spicy. Mine is 124.8 proof. This lumberyard batch is. So yeah, they're pretty hot depending on who's drinking them. I mean, compared to like an 80 proof whiskey, yeah, they're hot, but I think that heat brings a lot of flavor with it. I think that the mouthfeel that Booker's has, that really rich, almost chewy mouthfeel that Booker's has, comes a lot from that proof and like the full bodiness of it. So I love it. I think it's awesome. Hey, Nazy says a coffee note would go well with the brownies. I agree. I think that the Booker's No Strangers batch has a bit of coffee in it, and that's why I kind of like it. The Booker's No Stranger, I believe I had like peanut butter brownies, like coffee, oak, like darker notes, and it was all just like really nice like that. So I think that one will be the best, but we're also going to do this Booker's just to see. I was quoting a YouTube review from a guy in your neck of the woods. I've never tried Booker's. Oh, interesting. Booker's is, I like it. Booker's is nice. AZB in Phoenix in the early morning doing business. In the early morning doing business. Got it. Okay. I gotcha. Reaper's review. Bourbon Neophyte is in the house. Anthony, welcome, man. Glad you got your battery back in your car. Evening, you magnificent whiskey people, he says. Good evening. Since you're here, I'll catch you up. We did Brothers Bond, Maker's Mark FAE02, and Larceny Barrel Proof, all with these brownies. So far, they were all great, in my opinion. Loren didn't love the Maker's Mark pairing, but I think they were all great. Brothers Bond didn't quite have enough to offer with it, so it was only okay. The Maker's Mark was really nice with the brownie, in my opinion, but the Larceny with the molasses and oak and brown sugary notes that came from the Larceny opened up really well with the brownie and made it like this like bitter, rich, like dark chocolate coffee type vibes, which was really nice. And then now we are on to Booker's 2022-02, the Lumberyard batch. That's the one we're pairing with the brownies right now. I think Booker's is going to be kind of a hitting it out of the park here. So, hanging as he said, I bet Lost Monarch would pair well. Do you have any? I don't have any, but want to hear the exciting news about Lost Monarch, which you probably already know. But Lost Monarch is making, well, I shouldn't say Lost Monarch. Redwood Empire is coming out with a cask strength line of all their main whiskeys. So Lost Monarch, Emerald Giant, and Pipe Dream. They're all cask strength versions of it they're coming out with. So that's super exciting, especially for those people who like Lost Monarch. So hopefully I can get some.
It's cooled down.
Is it cooled down? Is it nice?
It's fluffy.
The cake is nice. The cake is good, everybody. Now we can pick it up and show the camera. The nice, like, marbly chocolate vanilla cake that she made. But, okay, let's get this Booker's in our mouth. Down the guzzle. Loren didn't love that scenario. Yes, Booker's just has so much like notes I love in it. It's nutty. It's oaky. It does have like a cocoa note in it already. This one also has like a very vanilla, almost like a butterscotch, and some like nutmeg in it. But it's very like rich and viscous, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Are you gonna eat it with the cake or the brownie?
I'm gonna do the brownie first, and then I'll do the cake. Okay.
me spicy at first.
Did you eat the brownie already? Ah, yes.
I have
So-
cut on my lip again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I feel like
See,
I only
very
have them on
spicy.
Tuesdays.
Yes, this one does come across pretty hot. However, those dark notes, the rich, thick, like oak and spice, almost like a cinnamon nutmeggy spice, goes so well with the brownie that it's like, it's almost like the finish of it carries over into all the aspects of the brownie because of how long the finish lingers on it, and it really like opens that brownie up, like I said earlier, to be really dark. But now we're gonna try it with the cake, and I'm gonna try to get a bit of the vanilla aspect because this has a good amount of vanilla in it on the front end. So
Because the cake's not as sweet as the brownie.
right.
Brownies or cake?
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'd say brownies for sure.
Mm-hmm.
When you do whiskey brownie, but when you're doing the cake, going whiskey cake back to whiskey, the back to whiskey part of the cake was really nice. It was like if you want to try it, you can just do just the cake
I
first.
did the whiskey and then the cake, but I didn't do more whiskey.
Oh, okay. Well, try just like a bit of cake and then a little bit more whiskey. It kind of like lightened it up. So like those darker notes that you get on this Booker's batch kind of lightened up a little bit, and it like went with the cake really nicely. It really brought like the vanilla forward on it. A little bit of peach tea to quench the thirst. How was that?
I don't know.
Did you get a little bit more vanilla that time?
I got something. I don't know if it was vanilla.
Vanilla, maybe like a butterscotchy.
Maybe butterscotch.
I could see it. Yeah, that one was really good. Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna go with the brownie one more time. I might do go back and forth between the brownie and the Booker's and the brownie and the Larceny because hard to say which one I liked better with the brownie because I know I like the Booker's better whiskey wise. I think maybe not. It's hard to say, but we're gonna go back with the brownie and we're gonna figure it out.
I really hope they can't hear you chewing on the brownie.
Can you guys hear me chewing on the brownie? If
It's
you know, some people
disturbing.
like that, so it's ASMR.
Okay, but I'm not from you.
If you guys like hearing me chew on the brownie, let me know and I'll get a mic right up here and I'll be like
Okay, that's enough.
some real ASMR in this stuff. Yeah, it's good. I'm not sure if it lives up to the Larceny hype though. So
Try the Larceny with the cake.
1 minute. Yeah, the Larceny is still undefeated for now. The Booker's is good with it, but the Larceny is just a tier higher. I think the Larceny has a lot more to offer with the brownie. Now, with the cake, I'm going to get a nice spongy piece right here. Oh. See, the Larceny was good with the cake that time. Like, it made the cake good. I didn't know if I liked it as much going back to the Larceny. I think the cake is almost just too light to have a whole lot of change with the whiskey and, like, the cake. But
we could get wafer cookies like they
Yeah.
do at the wine place.
oh yeah,
time.
well, we can do like a whole charcuterie board one time.
Ooh.
With like meat and cheese. Mm-hmm. You guys know what I'm saying, but yeah. So the cake is just a little too light on the flavor to really change a whole lot,
That's okay.
but it still tastes good. She's right. The brownie, however, does very well with. So far, it's done well with all of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour the Booker's 2021-04 batch, my favorite No Strangers batch. Now, the No Strangers batch, in my opinion, should be the best pairing whiskey with all this stuff because when I reviewed it, and I hold true to this, I got chocolate peanut butter brownies, oak, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of caramel, but mainly chocolate peanut butter brownies. And that's one of the reasons I love this whiskey so much, because I love brownies and chocolate and peanut butter and brownies and Reese's and everything that has to do with chocolate, peanut butter, and or brownies. So pairing it with a brownie, I think, is going to be next level. There's also some cherry in there. Like, now that I'm smelling it this time, there's like a little bit of red fruit in there as well. So it's like chocolate, peanut butter, and cherries. But you can take it for a good smell if you would like. I'll catch up on the you can pick it up if you want. I'll catch up on the comments here. Just a couple of them. Hey, DC says, I heard that Holden Lost Monarch cask strength. I bet it will be amazing. I'm guessing so too. I still have yet to have Lost Monarch, typical Lost Monarch. But I am a sucker for cask strength, so I'll love to get it if I can. I'm really hoping that they don't make it hard to find the way like Larceny is or like Booker's or anything like that, where it's like the odds of seeing it are slim. I hope that it's readily available and I can go to the store and grab it off the shelf and review it for you guys. But, who knows? I'm not sure what their distribution is going to be at that point. Hanging Z says maybe a rye pairing for the sake of science. A rye pairing for this? Not a bad idea, if that's what you mean. I think New Riff malted rye would be really good with this. I also think it would be cheating. So I might go the Elijah Craig rye. Is very funky. It's very eucalyptus, black tea, black pepper, like ground pepper. It's got like this funk to it and some darker notes to it that Hanging Z says I didn't hear chewing and let's keep it that way, lol. Okay, well, I guess Hanging Z isn't one of those guys who looks up ASMR in his free time, but
do you?
Well, not really.
You do, don't you?
Not really, but like I've watched Eric the Electric, a couple of those other guys who like eat in front of the camera, and like I guess it doesn't bother me. Granted, I diet all the time, so I watch them eat junk food, and I'm just sitting there watching the screen and drooling because of like how much fun it looks like they're having, and I'm over here eating salads and French toast. That bug is gonna just every time. But anyway, we're going to go into this last pairing, and then we'll do a rye one for Hanging AZ's sake, because that's not a bad idea at all. But this Pure Ecstasy smells like chocolate, peanut butter, brownies, a bit of cherries, lots of oak spice. I'd say nutmeg, no cinnamon, really. That nutmeg is kind of blending in with the peanut buttery-ness a little bit. Okay. So, whiskey, brownie, whiskey. I'll let you guys know how it is. That's like my favorite whiskey. It's so good.
Oh my god, makes the brownie taste horrible.
What does it taste like to you? Does it taste fruity to you?
Mm-mm.
What did it taste like?
It's like when I first put it in my mouth, it tasted like shit. But then after the brownie soaked into my tongue and the spiciness of the Booker's came back up, then it tasted like a coffee brownie.
Okay. So I got the coffee. It honestly kind of tasted like we have this coffee here that we get from Door County, and it's like a cherry coffee. Like it's
Did you tell them about our bourbon coffee?
not yet. We have this coffee from Door County. It's kind of like this cherry vanilla or something like that. Cherry cream coffee. And so when you have cherry black coffee, it's like this super coffee note with like a hint of cherry. And I really think the brownie kind of pulled forward a little bit of cherry in this whiskey, which I like. So yeah, so it's kind of bringing like a sweeter note forward. And then the coffee is there as well. Okay. Another one. Yeah. Okay. That was the first one that I had that brought kind of like a fruitiness forward in it.
I didn't get fruit.
Not even like a little bit of cherry. No. It's there. Trust me, guys. It's there. I guess the only thing to think now is between these two, which one I liked better. And it's hard because of how much I love the Booker's No Strangers batch, just as a whiskey, and even how good it was with this. I thought it changed the brownie a lot, and I thought it changed the whiskey a lot too in a good way. But I think for sake of pairing, I think the Larceny takes the hat. Yeah. Takes a crown for this one. Do you agree?
Well, I think that one tasted the best, but the Booker's is the one that I noticed had the most change.
This Booker's?
This one, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So I think in terms of if you guys are looking for something that's really going to change both the brownie and the whiskey and kind of help each other evolve, the Booker's No Stranger batch, it just goes together really nicely. I think the whiskey brings out like the fruitiness of the whiskey comes a lot forward, and so when you're eating the brownie, it kind of like brings fruit to the mix, and then the coffeeness in it mixes with the brownie, so it's like a cherry coffee, I would say. And then back to the whiskey is like really fruity because you just got done eating the brownie, so your tongue already kind of has that like that chocolate browniness on it, and it kind of like recognizes that was a brownie and this is a whiskey, and so that chocolatiness in the whiskey kind of like mends with the brownie, and all that's left from the whiskey aspect of things is the fruitiness, the cherryness. So I think it's really interesting. Definitely a second place for this one, but the amount that the Larceny Barrel Proof paired and just matched really nicely in sync with the brownies, I think that was the best. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Or do you have any other kind of feelings?
Those are my feelings.
Those are her feelings. Yeah, so I think the sweetness, the super like molasses brown sugar sweetness and darkness of the Larceny, it's just like they both the brownie and the Larceny grab each other and just like grow together when you have them together, where they don't quite change as much. It's just everything about them gets amplified. And that's like what I think of when I think of like a good pairing. It's something that'll help each other get amplified and better. So overall, really good. Now, for the sake of science, because science is important, we are busting out the Elijah Craig Rye. This rye is very rye. It's a barely legal rye, but it has a lot of like good rye notes to it. Like black. It's got like a black tea note to it, which I like. Also, it's kind of packs a little bit more of a punch and it has a little bit more of like a black pepper darkness, like a black pepper, maybe even a little bit of tobacco on it. So those are things that these sweeter whiskeys don't really offer as much. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays into. And it's only 94 proof, which is the second lowest proof that we have tonight, apart from the Brothers Bond. So let me finish off this Larceny, and then we'll bust into the Elijah Craig. Hold on. I gotta wash that Larceny down with a little bit of.
That's just an excuse to eat a brownie.
It's so good though. So good together.
I feel like I didn't drink any alcohol during this.
You had some of this.
I know, but I can't drink too much of that and I won't be able to walk.
That's the story of all of our lives, isn't it, guys? Can't drink too much whiskey or you won't be able to walk. All right, so finally, last on our list before we close out the night is Elijah Craig Rye. A rye for Hanging AZ's sake of science, he says right here. So we're going to do this rye here and see how it is. Kind of complete opposite notes, so that is interesting. Hanging AZ says, wow, that Booker's Batch sounds awesome. It definitely is. I love that Booker's Batch. Loren, poor Loren, LOL. Yes, she doesn't get to have all of her mixed drinks and get tipsy the way she normally does, but that's kind of the way it is when you're drinking whiskey. When you're a beginner, you don't want to go too hard on it. So, plus she gets to drink her drinks all the other times. So this one's kind of more of
all the other times.
All the other times. Well, I mean, like when you're on here with me.
Oh.
Yeah. This is kind of more. This is kind of less of a.
What kind of alcohol am I supposed to pair with the Baja Blast that you got me?
Vodka.
Yeah, but like what kind?
Vodka pairs with everything.
Like lemon, lime.
Well, Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Isn't it regular Mountain Dew mixed with Powerade? Is
Kind
that
of.
true?
It's like, I don't know what it is, but this was more of a nuanced flavor thing. So like, this was less about drinking and more about exploring the whiskey with brownie stuff.
I did a wine pairing with cookies one time.
Wine pairings with cookies are really good.
It was really yummy. And we liked the absolute opposite of each other on it, remember?
Yeah, that's true. I like a drier, more full-bodied wine.
That's what you like in your wine. I mean, when it came to the pairing, all the stuff that
because
I thought was disgusting and all the stuff that I liked, you didn't.
Well, that has to do with the wine, though. The reason I think it was like that is the wines that I liked were fuller bodied, but they were a little dry, which is why she didn't like it. But that dry, full bodiedness allowed it to take over the cookie more and like just like do some crazy things with the cookies, whereas hers were very sweet, so they just kind of like complemented each other nicely, whereas mine kind of like exploded in like random flavors more, which I always think it's really fun to find random strange flavors in a lot of things.
I don't.
Yeah, she liked her complementing each other nicely, right?
Yeah, like there was like one wine with like a peach cookie, remember?
Mm-hmm.
That one was really yummy.
Yeah, it was like a peach something or another. There was a pistachio one, that was the one that I had, right?
No.
Or
no. That was one of mine. You had coconut, which I don't like coconut, so
yeah, I love
why
coconut.
I didn't like
it was great.
And
they were like wafers,
like a raspberry one.
Yeah, they were like wafer cookies.
Yeah.
Bourbon Neophyte says, Hanging AZ, Booker's is way better than Long Branch, if you didn't know. Yeah, I love Booker's. And Long Branch, you weren't here, Anthony, for that one, but I did have Long Branch on a celebrity whiskey blind. And I put it, where did I put it, second or third?
It was like second or third.
It was like second or third out of four, so... No, it was third, because Brothers Bond was second.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You said Heaven's Door was fourth.
Yeah, it was third place out of four, so it wasn't last place. But it was completely blind, so I didn't have any kind of bias on it. I don't know. It was definitely interesting in case you ever wanted to try doing a celebrity blind, see how you really feel about that Wild Turkey Long Branch. Hanging AZ says Bourbon Neophyte. Matthew McConaughey is looking for you. Boogity boogity. Hanging AZ says science is always important, and a drink to science is even better. You're absolutely right. How is the Rizzle D? How is the availability of Eagle Rare in my area? Well,
Not
impossible. I would say impossible. I haven't found an Eagle Rare in my life. This Eagle Rare that I attained, I got from a subscriber from Instagram. He messaged me on Instagram. He knew I was looking for it. We worked something out. I sent the money. He sent me the whiskey.
And some other things.
Yeah, among other things.
Where are your signs? Are they still up there?
Yeah, they just kind of fell like weirdly.
Yeah.
So I would say availability from Eagle Rare is slim to none in Wisconsin, at least from what I've seen. I know people who get it, but I'm not one of those people.
We also like see people get a lot of stuff, and we're like.
That's true. A lot of people recently, like within this past week, I've seen probably 10 to 15 posts of people getting Weller 12 and Russell's Reserve 13. Where? Let me know. I would love to get one. But thanks for coming out, Rizzle D, and thanks for stopping in and saying hello. I appreciate that a lot. So last but not least, we're going on this Elijah Craig Rye. We're going to see how crazy this can get in the house here. Okay. Do you remember when I did this in a blind? That you had put this in the whiskey game and I couldn't place it because that black pepper note really like throws me off. Like it's sweet with like bourbony aspects to it because it's a barely legal rye. It's 51% rye and then corn and barley. But it has like this funky black pepperness in it, which it's hard to place.
Don't need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared.
The black pepper always comes through on the palate.
Ew, it's gross. I didn't even taste it.
You didn't even taste it?
No, but I can smell the black pepper.
Just taste it.
It tastes weird.
You just have to put it in your mind.
All those steaks in my mouth.
You need to expect that you're going to be tasting it.
Yeah. I have to like plug my nose. Ew. It's ew. Do you know what it tastes like?
Hold on, have a brownie. What does it taste like? What does it taste like?
Hold on. It tastes. You're not gonna understand this, but I don't know if anyone in the comments does. So when you go hunting, you put like that scent remover stuff on.
Deer piss?
No, that's a scent.
Oh.
You put stuff on you to get rid of your scent, and then you could add stuff, or you like we just had like little like foamy thingies just hung on the tree, or we had like bombs and stuff, but like with like scent away stuff. So like you wouldn't smell like anything. Like
right.
You got rid of all your smells. And my dad has like a spray one, or when I was a kid, he had a spray one. He would spray me, and it would always get in my mouth, and that's what that tastes like.
Really? Basically, it's really spicy, like lots of spices. Black tea, a lot of black tea, and a lot of black pepper as well. But the brownie?
It's probably because there's caramel, and you think like caramel and salt, and then you think salt and pepper.
It's interesting because this one's a bit more savory, this whiskey. I feel like it's doing some good things with the brownie.
It didn't taste bad. The whiskey was just gross.
Yeah, she didn't like the whiskey, but I think with the brownie, this is actually really nice. All right. Still not as good as these two guys, but I would say a solid third place for the Elijah Craig Rye. I mean, that was like definitely the most unseen the most unseen outcome in this. I did not expect it to be good, but it is. I mean, the brownie. I don't mind the whiskey. I think it's nice. I like a good like black pepper note sometimes, like when I'm drinking whiskey. But with the brownie became like you said, it's like salt and caramel. It's like the savory and the sweet from the brownie like hit each other and collided. And it didn't really turn into that overpowering cocoa, but it kind of turned more into like that milk chocolate, like soft, easy, and just like delicious, easy to eat chocolate. So it was nice. It was definitely interesting. Not Lauren's favorite, but it was really good. All right. That being said, let's catch up on these comments before we end the live stream here. We're at an hour and 20 minutes, so. Bourbon Neophyte says, I put my bottle of Long Branch in its place on the shelf, behind the shelf, on the floor, never to be seen again unless Hanging AZ comes to visit. Well, maybe you'll have to dig it out for a video once or twice, but I didn't think it was that bad. I don't know what you get in it that you didn't love. Probably the Lay's potato chips, but like I said, sometimes I like to switch it up and have a funky aspect of it, of things in whiskeys. Like this black pepper, I think if you're not expecting it, it could be weird. But when you expect it, it's kind of interesting. It goes from weird to interesting. It's kind of like gin. I never really liked gin drinks because they're always too weird. But then I started approaching gin drinks and stuff like that as interesting, and it has a lot of stuff that I haven't tasted before, so I started to find them intriguing, and I started to make them more often. But Hazy says, I would be honored to drink your Long Branch. I have no doubt about that. Hazy says he almost bought his second bottle of Long Branch for $29 just to send it a picture of you in the victory lap in the parking lot. Well, that would be sketchy. Bourbon Bar, I already did a re-review of it on my stream a few months ago. Wow, and it's still that bad. I mean,
I thought he was one who liked it.
No, Whiskey Wars? Sean from Whiskey Wars? I think Sean is the guy who liked it. Sean likes Long Branch. Yeah, Sean likes Long Branch. I think I distinctly remember that because he's kind of more of a country fellow. I don't know if he's a country fellow, but his bar and his vibe, huh?
That just means he likes Long Branch, or is it like a bias?
No. I'm thinking like the reason I remembered it being him who liked it is because Long Branch is kind of like a very like campfire, sit around the campfire type bottle and whiskey and stuff, and Sean is more of like he has that like cowboyish look almost. So, but yeah, that's interesting. Maybe you just need to put it on a tee and take a baseball bat to it and just. That would make for a decent video. Although don't waste good whiskey. If you're gonna do that, maybe you should just send it to me. Not that you would call it good whiskey, but I think anything drinkable is always.
You could put it in some pie.
You could put it in some pie, use it for baking. Who knows? Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you'll have a friend like Hanging AZ who likes it. You know. Rizzle D says, have you seen the new benchmark bourbon pop up anywhere yet? Buffalo Trace Distillery. I do have. It's not quite new, but I do have the benchmark 8-year. That's their like typical. I did open it once. I had like a sip of it just to see it. It's like. It was like $12 or something like ridiculous like that. It's not bad whiskey. I have not had the bonded like the Bourbon Junkies just reviewed. If that's what you're referring to, is the bonded. I know that they reviewed it and they talked about how great it was, and it was like the new Budget King. I haven't seen it around here. Not sure how available it is, but this 8-year is pretty good. Just easy to drink. A bit of cinnamon, vanilla, oak, very typical bourbon notes. Nothing like over special. But for an 8-year bourbon being $12, I'd say that's pretty good. does have the plastic screw top. I mean, it's their budget of the budget brand from Buffalo Trace, but you know, you can't always have BTAC bottles everywhere, even though this stuff isn't that easy to find anyway. Anthony Z says, I love good, honest review. Anthony has my respect for that. Long Branch hate, and he is a man of principle. Yes, I agree. I don't think you should ever say that you like something that you don't love. Like I said, I'm kind of guilty when it comes to the fact that even when I don't love something, the fact that I find it so interesting, it like interests me and it gives it brownie points. Brownie points.
You're just all over the place today, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's like I think that there's a difference between absolute shit whiskey and interesting whiskey, and it's hard for me to distinguish. Like I've had shit whiskey before. I mean like
Which one?
that. I mean, at least at the time it was shit whiskey, and it was the Timekeepers one that I reviewed last week. But another one that I really didn't like was the the Rebel Cask Strength single barrel that I had. I hated for like the first month or two that I bought it. In fact, I did a review on it, which I talked about how much I didn't like it, and how it wasn't nearly as good as my Ezra Brooks. And then like 2 or 3 months later, I opened it up again just to see if it changed, and it completely opened up into like some like super sweet wheated cask strength whiskey. And I was like, this is not the same whiskey that I drank when I reviewed it. So I have a review out there talking about how I don't like it, but at the same time, I don't mind it now. So it's interesting. Sean is a hayseed.
LOL.
Well, I saw the LOL. I just don't know what hayseed means. Do you know what hayseed means?
I don't know.
No benchmark in Arizona yet. Looking for the bonded. Yeah, I think we're all looking for the bonded after the junkies reviewed it. Rizzle D says, curious about the foolproof one. Yeah, me too, because honestly, benchmark foolproof, I mean, that's stag territory. I mean, it's Buffalo Trace distillate. Foolproof, I mean, that's like what Stag Junior is. Or just, I guess it's just Stag now. But yeah, I also wonder if because I've heard benchmark foolproof is really good as well. I'd love to see Buffalo Trace make something that's actually available. That would be cool. However, I'm not going to throw too much shade because they make good whiskey, so they can decide whether they want it to be super available or not. Roger Randall, welcome to it, man, says benchmark, foolproof, and bonded are both great budget bottles. Where are you from, Roger? Did you get? Do you have both of them that you got your hands on, or did you have to like search high and low for them? It'd be interesting to see if you got them kind of like just at your local store, or if you're kind of looking for them. Definitely in Wisconsin, we haven't seen a whole lot. Like I said, I got this benchmark 8-year. That was the only one I've seen in Wisconsin so far, but. Huh? Oh, there's a fly on the bottle. But that being said, everybody.
Did you kill it?
No. That being said, everybody, it is about that time. Hold on. Roger says, picked up in Florida. Okay, so.
I was like really far away, and I thought you said Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. I don't know where you get Puerto Rico from Florida,
I don't know. I was far away.
Okay, that's interesting. I've heard that
so
allocation.
Florida and
No, I've heard allocation in Florida is like spotty. Like sometimes you'll find like something that you wouldn't find anywhere else, and other times you don't find anything. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that Florida is hit or miss depending on the area. So, Hanging AZ said hayseed is like bumpkin county fellow or country fellow. LOL. Okay, like a country bumpkin. That makes sense. Hayseed. I mean, technically, growing up, I was a country bumpkin.
I wasn't.
My mom always called like us country bumpkins, and she called herself a country bumpkin. But I did live in a place where I could go outside, shoot a shotgun, ride a dirt bike, like take a piss, you know, do what I needed to do, and no cops would ever get called because people aren't around. So it's like, I guess that's country enough. Obviously, I've changed. I live in Green Bay. I'm a city slicker now. But
You were a city slicker when I met you.
I mean, like a city slicker, country bumpkin. People are people. I think it just depends on where you grew up and where you currently live. So, yeah, no, Sean is awesome though. So, country bumpkin, I would definitely say. Although he's from, I forget where he's from, but he's southern, I believe, and country down there is a little bit different than country here. Country here is like you have to snowplow your own yard, and you can't just use a shovel like the rest of the people who live in the city. Whereas country down there is like,
what it's like to live in the city.
I know, I'm being sarcastic. I mean, my dad has
better sarcastic.
I'm meaning my dad has like an actual riding tractor that he uses to plow the snow in our yard. You have like
on my street
an electric
who have
push
that.
blower. Oh, I know, but they don't have snow. But what I mean is like theirs is more like a ranch. I mean, like country down south is more like ranch hands and like
yes, I know.
Horse
You
pastures,
just grew
like
up in
horse
a
pastures.
House with a really big yard, basically.
Well, I grew up in a house that had like a yard and like a woods and a creek and like all that kind of stuff. So that's like my kind of country. Whereas southern country is more like desert and horse ranch and cactuses. I'm being stereotypical. I actually have no idea. But Henry Z says that he is half redneck. That's what I would consider myself too. Half redneck. There was one point.
You are not redneck.
There was one point in my life where I owned a lifted armored Jeep with mud tires and a soft top 2-door Wrangler. Like, if that's not hick, I don't know what the definition of hick is.
It's not my definition of hick.
You know, you get your chewing tobacco and you just put your shotgun in the back and you walk outside and you're just like, damn, it feels good to vote for Trump. Yee yee. That's hick.
I'm starting to wonder why I'm with you.
Anyways, he says he's in Kentucky. Oh, okay. I mean, that's still south of Wisconsin.
South. No,
that's
it's
south.
Considered south.
Yeah, it's south.
It's not like south, but it's south.
Right, but you can tell in his voice he talks like he's. I don't know if he was always from Kentucky or not, but he definitely has like a thicker like the way he talks is like a deep, almost southern accent. But
well, it is southern. It's Kentucky.
Yeah, but like it's just very deep. He has a very deep voice. But that being said, I think it's time that we hang this up for the night. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I know I did. Make sure if you guys haven't yet, hit the like button, and that always helps. Also, to all the newbies who are out tonight, definitely subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I swear to God, this fly is going to die by the time I click the end of this video.
Sometimes it's not the fly. There's a seagull flying by our window, and every time it would fly by, I thought it was a fly. But it was
no, I saw the fly go like this, and I was about to smack it. But I've got good whiskey in my hand, so I don't want to do that. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it and have a great night. And like I said, like it, subscribe to the channel if you're new. You might want to pick up your glass for this.
Wait, there's another comment. Tell me what it said.
Oh, okay. One more comment. Anthony says, I've been half in the bag before. LOL.
What's
Yeah.
the bag?
Drunk? Half in the bag?
Are you half in the bag? Is that the problem?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm completely in the bag. Just kidding. I'm not in the bag at all.
Molly,
all
ecstasy,
this
and special
Molly,
brownies,
ecstasy,
yeah.
special magic brownies, all that stuff. Yeah. Cheers. Have a good night, everybody. All right, that's the end of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everyone have a good night, and we'll see you in the next glass.
Wait, that was bad. No, that was bad too.
We're gonna break the glasses one of these
It
times.
just needs one clink. Hold on. Okay.
That was better. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming out.